Robert, thank you very much for meeting us here
Very
in
welcome.
your home.
Happy to do it. Happy to do
It's
it.
hard to believe that anyone would not remember you. What years did you work in the park?
2006 to 2017. Shakey's in those days, 1960s, Shakey's Pizza Parlor had piano or piano and banjo, ragtime, in every parlor.
Wow.
So I got hired into Shakey's. That is where I met Rod Miller, who was at Disneyland for 37 years. But Rod and I were friends before he got hired at Disney because we worked for the same gentleman. He owned seven different pizza parlors, 7 Shakey's. So I met Rod then. I had to wait 37 years before he retired and I got a shot at Coke Corner. So there was a long interval between meeting him and getting to work at Disney.
So you got a chance to work with Rod Miller.
I did.
What was that like?
We were both very young. We both had hair. And he would bring me into the park. I was his first 4-headed piano partner. We would rehearse at his apartment and he would bring me into the park and we would sit and do 4-headed piano. For me, Small World became part of my tour around Disneyland medley, so that it would be Small World and Pirates of the Caribbean and the Haunted Mansion and songs from each of the princesses' movies. Rod and I created that medley 38 years ago, and with Rod, once he learned something, because he didn't read music, so once he learned something, it stayed that way. There was no real improvisation, which was kind of my forte. So 38 years later, when I'm at the corner all by myself, having gotten hired and gone through all the training and everything, I'm sitting there and this guy comes up and says, "Can you do Small World with me?" And I said, "Sure." And we did Small World, and he said, "How did you know that?" And I just looked at him and smiled. Our primary role at Coke Corner was, of course, ragtime. That's what it says, ragtime piano, and the background of the piano would change every once in a while. It always said ragtime. Ragtime used to be a very specific type of music, but has evolved to encompass 20s kind of sound with a lot of syncopation in the music. And towards the end of the evening, I would try and end up whatever medley I was doing to coincide with the first bang of the fireworks, the first explosion, so that my When You Wish Upon a Star was usually my last song of the evening. So my When You Wish Upon a Star and the last glissando to the end would correspond with the first boom of the fireworks. That was a goal and a game that I would play with people that were sitting around the piano, and they knew it. So they were encouraging, and if I had to repeat something to get there or whatever, so that was our nightly game. They were going to renovate Coke Corner. Or they did renovate Coke Corner. It was going to be down for about 3 months, and they didn't know what to do with us. There was the possibility that we would not have a job for that 3-month period of time. I knew they used to have music on the Mark Twain, so I raised my little hand, as I often did in my 10 years, and said, "What about the Mark Twain?" And my manager went, "Oh my." And she says, "Hold that thought." And 2 days later, they came back and told us they were going to move the piano to the Mark Twain. And it wouldn't fit quite where we thought it would be on the second floor stage, but they actually put it down on the very, where you first walked into the boat, by the boiler, which was okay. It was spring and it was still kind of cool. It wasn't bad at all. And so you walked right on the boat, and there we were. At the very beginning, I had never played on a moving structure before. So as long as you kind of focused on what you were doing and the people and didn't look beyond at like the scenery, that would make you a little tiny bit dizzy. And then when people were videoing it and they're on the boat and they're videoing you, but there goes the scenery on the background, that was actually even more disturbing than actually being on the boat. But you get used to it very quick. When we first got on the boat, even before we played, I started thinking, because I've done little shows my entire life, I wanted to theme the music I would be playing to the area that we were going by. So I had the New Orleans area. I had Haunted Mansion, of course, as we went around that part of the gate. I had something a little more cerebral and ethereal for the Indian villages that we would go by, and maybe a little train song for the mining part where the broken down mining train was, and just, you know, sometimes it would just hit me that I want to do this or that or the other thing. Most of my career has not been very planned out unless I'm actually doing a specific show.
Right.
But to sit down at Disneyland, I planned nothing when I sat down at that piano.
But it all sounded so natural.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It sounded so natural listening to you in the park.
Thanks.
For any Disney-going fans that love Main Street or Main Street Music Magic, how can we find a copy of your CD currently?
Well, I have one copy right here. Okay, just one, but I have many, many more, and you will find them at Ragtime Robert, RAGTIME ROBERT, ragtimerobert.com. That is my CD sales site.
So they just click on the link, and then there should be a store.
Yes, there's a drop down, so you can choose how many you want to buy, and it's done through PayPal, but you do not have to have a PayPal account.
Perfect. For anyone who hasn't heard Robert's CD, we'll just share a little bit of a sampling here in a moment. And if you haven't heard it yet, we guarantee you're going to love this CD. It captures the essence of Disneyland, a Walt-era Disneyland.
Thanks. See you real soon. Why? Because we like you.
Robert, thank you very much for sharing your story with us.
Thanks, Mark.
And all of our friends out here with Disney History 101. For more Disney history or people features, you can check us out at DisneyHistory101.com. Also, look us up on our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter accounts. I'm Mark. This is Robert. Take care.
Bye now.